Hello, back again for the Some Hikaru Died, episode 7 now, and yeah, we are over halfway through, because it is 12 episodes rather than 13, and yeah, loving the show, one of my favourites this season. Last episode we had the whole stuff of Asako, her kind of backstory, her family seeing spirits, and then obviously her confronting Hikaru, which ended up panicking Hikaru and almost leading to her dying because of Hikaru, and just him like kind of panicking and not knowing what to do and spiraling all out of control. When Asuko actually did have good intentions, she didn't have any malintent when exposing Hikaru like that. And obviously Yoshiki saw they had their little fight, but now they're fighting again. And on to episode 7. So let's just start it. Make sure it's good volume. Let's go. Flashback. To this moment. It feels a bit bad, it seems. It's a really pretty shot. I don't know, the way it contrasts with the darkness of the previous one, it was really nice. So that's today, yeah. I like that walking animation as well. It's nice. There's probably something to be said about them practicing for this choir the whole time and then ditching it in the end. There's probably something there, maybe. Or I'm overthinking it.
あの振り付けは無理やろ。直前に血迷いすぎ。感想でラップ持って。
Oh no. I like Maka, he's goofy, he's funny. Ah, like the ED. Separation?
お前好きやろ。おお。
おたげやめようや。
くそ、練習したんに。父さん、ごめん。
What's he gonna do? I'm worried.
嫌だ。スモは僕にとって世界で一人の友達。続いては2年 A 組による課題曲日々の課題。
This feels like a mid-season finale, in a way. We're gonna have the Hikaru scenes of this in the background. It's a real life photo, but edited a bit, seems like it. Does his dad currently have like a similar friend to Hikaru's kind of personality? Just kind of something that's just in the family almost.
りがとう。
Oh, I'm worried about Yoshiki and what he's
ヨシキは本当優しいな。
really nice shots of the piano. Really detailed.
ああ、母さん。
どうしたの？急に電話し
Oh
てきて。
no.
いや、まあ元
Oh.
そしたら。よかったよ。おかげはあえてやらんかったんよ。
People moving forward, people moving on,
父さんにも
but him creating new relationships, but not Yoshiki. Is not the same. Well, the atmosphere of this app is just feels completely different to any other so far. Shots like this,
海行きたいんか。
the like
海って
specific use of the
でっかいよ
OST.
な。記憶の中にもぼんやりある。
It's really
ヒカルとは
tightly directed.
学校帰りに行ってたな。真冬に。
on the
こ
ED.
こは山ばっかやからさ。 とる間に森でぐさーっと死ぬやん。
Well, it's just so somber. Even in a moment like this, it's just. I don't know, man.
今度行こに海夏休みとか。
I'm getting really emotional right
ナ
now,
イス
but
やろ。映画やろ。いろんなことを知るって楽しいわ。 ええよ。海行こうな。今度。
next time, eh? Oh, that's from the opening as well.
なあ、ロンと積もって。今嬉しさよとよ。
There's gonna be a knife, like with the phone, the opening. And we saw it at the start as well. The phone dropping. He actually did it. Fuck.
「殺してくれ」それはお願い。なんか俺に叶えてくれっ する。どうしよう。本当にお願い。式のお願い。なんかせんといてしない。殺せ。泣いとる場合やない。俺はきっと命の扱いが軽いんや。
Think about
俺
it.
にとっての当たり前は人間にとっては多分怖い。きっとそれがあかんのよな。
I'm glad he's thinking about it. Whoa.
よしき、もっとって俺の中身の半分や。今ちぎった。命の重さ俺にはやっぱりようわからん。でもこれで簡単に人殺せんくらい小さなったから。
Wow.
お前なんでそこまでして俺に。
俺は自分が何なのかよう知らん。こうなる前は感情すらなかったと思うね。けど漠然と居場所がないって感覚だけはあって、最初はさ、俺はお前にバレたら殺せばええって思っとった。でもなんでか殺したなくて分かった。
That's part Hikaru before, that's part him.
結局お前は
Yeah.
俺を受け入れてくれたよな。その時初めて俺が必要なんやって、ここにいてええんやって思った。
こいつが命のことをようわからんのも当然や。見えとる世界があまりにも違う。それでも俺はほんまに俺は何度もアホやな。俺はどこまでもお前に付き合うよ。
Wow.
夢見てごらん。
That's Hikaru singing.
密かに探し求めて
That's Yoshiki.
ごらん。
Wow. Wow. What an episode. What an episode. And like, right from the get-go, the vibes, they're different. Yet the last episode ends, Yoshiki obviously going to pick Hikaru up from his house, go to school, and you don't think anything of it, you don't question what, I don't know, you just kind of think he's gotten over it. And then this episode starts with this scene and he's thinking about it all. He thinks about it. Thinks about his family. and he's just not. He's just not present. Like, he's not. And it's. And it's the kind of air, the kind of demeanour you get from people who are suicidal or similarly don't just see it, don't see a future in their lives. They don't look that far ahead, and that's not in terms of just being a short-term kind of thinker or planner. Like, they don't even envision a future where they're present. And that's the kind of demeanour Yoshiki gave off this episode. And it's just, oh man, like, I don't know if after killing Hikaru, he would have killed himself as well. Or it's the kind of thing that was because he was speaking to his family as if he was saying goodbye. Or if it's kind of thing that obviously he would have got done for it, but I feel like it's the former, that he would have ended his life alongside Hikaru, because I can't vision him living without Hikaru here. It wouldn't be living. And I think it's interesting, for the first time in the show we see his dad with someone else who he's made a connection with, who he clearly is fond of one way or another. And we see all our characters heading positively into the future. The mum's like, it's okay, you don't have to go to school, you can come with me to work. And they work, she works with her, and clearly has a good time. We got the choir there practicing. And instead they're at the movies kind of reminiscing, losing themselves in fiction. He's trying to give Hikaru a good time, obviously, but he's escaping from it. And soon he will physically escape from that. Was his plan. Just the entire, it's so just somber and heavy. And the atmosphere in the show has always been heavy, because it's a horror. And it builds tension, it makes you uneasy, and it's a heavy, thick atmosphere to all of that. But this is a completely different kind of heaviness. It's more human, it's more raw. It gets you, like it was getting me. Nothing sad had actually happened. Nothing remotely sad had happened in this episode. And after he says goodbye to his mum, and you get the scene of them at this one. I just started getting really, really emotional. The way it pulls back, it just kind of lingers with a really beautiful background. It just lingers. I look at like there's nothing. There's no future there in his eyes. There's no, in that expression. There's no. It's a dead end. And I really do love the way they contrasted this whole interaction, this whole getaway of them skipping school with all the other scenes, like I mentioned. scenes that we haven't, the interaction between the dad and whoever this is and the mum and her daughter at work, we haven't seen any of this before. Only now do we see it, when it almost, it firstly humanizes them a little bit more. We see them living lives outside of the main character, outside of Yoshiki and Hikaru, and in turn contrasts this whole thing where you can tell Yoshiki isn't valuing his own life, isn't valuing the life he's living now, this whole thing that's going on, and he's not looking to continue it. Whether it's with Hikaru or not, we see at the end. I want to get onto that scene now. I was surprised he just did it, because that's gonna haunt him. I think that's really gonna, that sensation, knowing he did that and he was capable of that. But they had this scene, and obviously the phone dropping, the knife dropping, we see that in the opening. Now we know exactly what that means. There was actually a few things in the opening that felt like they were, the foreshadowing had come to fruition here, or the visuals have been straight from this episode in some way or another, inspired in some way or another by the events of this episode. And what I really love about Hikaru here is he panics. As you would, as you've just been stabbed, but he starts thinking. He starts crying, and he starts thinking, what does life mean for them? What does this act mean? What does this request mean? And he does something that's completely illogical to a human, to us. We can't comprehend what he's doing here in any sort of grounded human way. But from his point of view, it's a complete genuine act of committal to Yoshiki and to not causing harm anymore. Separating himself, making himself weaker so he can be by Yoshiki's side and they can be safer. But I'm sure this will end up biting them in the ass when the detective comes and Hikaru doesn't have the strength that he would usually have to protect Yoshiki or himself. I wonder how simple it is to kind of, for him to become whole again, or whether this is a permanent thing. But the physical side of it at this point, it doesn't matter. It's about what this means. What this act means beyond just what it actually is, you know? And this is the thing as well, the entire time we've had Hikaru, Yoshiki dealing with this new Hikaru, this entire deal that's been going on. But he hasn't communicated enough with Hikaru. He's took it all upon himself. It's been a burden to him, but he refuses to open up to Hikaru about it. He'll be emotional in front of Hikaru, but this whole thing that he's been dealing with, it doesn't register to Hikaru as well, and he hasn't made much of an effort to communicate it. All his decisions he's made, it's always been internally made and acted out rather than communicated with Hikaru, like him deciding to teach him stuff, deciding to look past what's been going on. So now we have Hikaru making a decision after communication and reciprocating the feelings that Yoshiki has been showing to Hikaru. He does the most inhuman thing, Hikaru, here, by reaching inside his own ribcage and pulling out a part of himself. But it is the most human act from him so far in the show as a non-human being. Another cool contrast within the episode. And yeah, these feelings, obviously, he is influenced by Hikaru, is just his physiology, his whole, just the physical makeup of Hikaru himself. I'm sure he's influenced by that and his attachment to Yoshiki. But from when he became Hikaru, from that point onwards, he also fell in love with Hikaru, with Yoshiki even. Oh man. And he accepts it. And he looks him in the eyes. And then, obviously, it's an emotional moment. It's a huge moment. It's a climax in the series. It is a midway finale. It was that is exactly what it was, and this whole scene is incredibly emotional. And it is meant to be. It's meant to obviously be shocking at first and kind of sad, and at the end you're supposed to feel good about this development between them because it's a positive one. But you're reminded of what's actually going on. We get this split shot again that we haven't seen as starkly since episode 1. More, we had this kind of symbolism of the disconnect between them the whole episode. He reaches out and that disconnects. When he takes it, he reaches out and it's severed. But we get this whole sequence to finish off, to remind you that as positive as this seems on the surface, this being has now completely infiltrated Yoshiki's heart and being with this failed act that Yoshiki's carried out. It's so good. It's so good. So good. Wow. What an episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching this one. Best episode of the series yet. One of the best episodes of the year so far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 8. Bye.